So I'm out here in the high desert in California, and it's nice and windy outside, beautiful scenery. I'm gonna get some shots. And this video is sponsored by Lexar, and I'll explain why later. So today, so far as equipment, I'm using the Sony a7C II with the 24-50 G-Lens f2.8, and I have a everyday filter attached. Now, if you can't already tell by the mic, I don't know how well the mic is doing, but it's very windy outside. So this scene of this house got my attention because at the mountains in the background, the sun is coming and hitting the house from this side, so it's not flat lighting, it has a little shape to it. You got the hay, grass, whatever this is in the front with the green tree line. So my lens is set to 35 millimeters, and I'm at 1/1000th of a second at f5 and ISO 100. So at this point, it was too windy to hear what I'm saying, so I'm just gonna do a voiceover. The wind was actually so loud that my watch gave me a loud environment warning, so that kind of puts in perspective of how windy it actually is. I see these two power line towers, and I'm positioning the one on the right in the middle of the frame, and that way I have some of the Joshua trees giving some context, as well as the leading lines from the electrical wires. After I took that shot, I moved up closer to that Joshua tree that you saw, and I used the branches from that to frame the electrical lines again, and just to get another perspective of the power line towers. So for this shot, I'm going to show you why I'm using the everyday filter, which is a slight mist filter combined with a circular polarizer. And this is what the shot looks like without polarization. And if I rotate the filter, you can see what the shot looks like with the polarization effect. You might like the shot with it, you might like the shot without it, but either way, that's what that looks like. Now, the reason why Lexar is sponsoring this video is because of this. And this is the Armor 700 portable SSD. Now, would you trust having your SSD card covered in dirt like this? You know, I'm gonna bury it. Let's just bury the card completely. There you go. Nice and dirty. When you're out in these kind of conditions, that can happen. The card can easily fall out your bag when you're about to plug into the laptop. Like I said earlier, it's very windy outside, so the wind can blow dust into the port. And more importantly than anything, you want your memory card to be reliable. And now that the memory card is all dusty, let's also rinse it off. You know, this is not something I definitely would do with any other memory card. Is make sure you get everything, because you know, people say, well, you just made sure you didn't get into the port. You know, let's get it all in there. So, you know, nice and clean. And to make sure that this, you know, this is the same memory card, I'm gonna just drop it back in the dust again, you know, and we're gonna use it just like this. So let's take the memory card, plug it into the laptop, and see what it does. As you can see, this is the same dirty memory card, and we are all good. So now I'm going to sit here and edit these photos that you've already seen in this video. And if you're wondering why I'm editing off the SSD card in the first place, is because this is the laptop that I use to travel with, move around with whenever I'm not at home. And I have a desktop set up at home that I edit off of. And if I keep all my footage and the things that I'm working on an SSD card, then I can go between the two computers without having to transfer files. Now, because I need to edit off of this card, I needed to be fast enough for me to be able to do so. And thankfully, this card has read and write speeds up to 2000 megabytes a second, so there's no problem there. Shout out to Lexar for sponsoring this video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.